What is up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. This is a weird recording day for me. I keep getting way late. I went into that house. We're in like this weird little, I don't even know where we are. Let me take a look real fast. Anyways, got stuck up on /r world news because some crazy shit just happened. I'm not going to talk about it because it's purely political. It's global, it's world political though. It's not like anything from the US. But either way, crazy shit just happened and I was like, oh my god. I was just sitting there reading the article over and over and over again and then finding other sources and being like, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'll hint at what it was later on, I guess. But it's been a weird recording day for me because normally I sit down and I try and bang it all out in one big block of recording. And today, oh, we're in the little boat area. That's pretty cool. And so anyways, we haven't picked through any of this stuff. We have so much food and whatnot that I don't really see any need to pick through it anyways. Premium winter coat right there, which is actually a pretty rare spawn. Getting it out of a drawer like that shouldn't happen very often. Typically, you get premium winter coats out of things like safes that require a lot of effort. I'll probably start using matches to keep things illuminated. I need to focus on keeping my lanterns all nice and filled up, and unfortunately, I haven't had a whole lot of luck at it. Exploring that mine cost us a lot of fuel, and so a little water bottle in there, some Gians. Sounds pretty awesome, just in case I want to get my skinny on and be like, ugh, look at my booty, look at my leg tone. I saw a hipster the other night when I went to Panera Bread. I went to Panera Bread because my girlfriend was sick, and she really likes Panera Bread. And they have soups and stuff that are softer on your stomach. And I don't know if people know this, but anyways, Panera Bread it's like a fast food place that you go to get bread and soup. It's basically like the Subway of soup. So anyways, you go in, and they really cultivate kind of like this, we want to be Starbucks type. I don't know, it looks like a Starbucks. They've got like fires burning inside and stuff, even though it's the middle of the summer. A bunch of other random shit to make the place feel like you're in like a ski lodge drinking soup or something. And so anyway, oh, there's a thing right there. I didn't see that. Under the bed, is there anything? Oh, see, that's why I always check. They hide things under the bed. Somebody had some special tomato soup. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, it's actually empty. That's just the hollowed out can that he keeps all his porn in so nobody else finds out. Like, nobody eat my tomato soup. I really want that tomato soup. I've been thinking about it all day. I'm just going to take the tomato soup into the bathroom for a minute and make sure I get the directions proper before I cook it and eat it. Comes out of the bathroom, like, weirdly enough, I don't feel like tomato soup anymore. I think I'm good for right now. Just don't touch my tomato soup. I'm going to eat it tomorrow. And the next day. The next day. Oh, God. There's a flake right here. Alright, so anyways, went to Panera Bread, and I saw this hipster. It was definitely, when you live in the Bay Area, you get used to seeing hipsters, like, riding tricycles and shit. It's just like what they do. They're always, like, playing an accordion or some, random instrument that's played in some, super deep African country or something. They always have an instrument that nobody's ever heard of. They're always wearing, like, weird outfits with, like, way too many vests and, like, some girl pants on or something. It is what it is. I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying that, like, these are common things that you will see. They're typically like talking about things like collecting pogs, stuff like that. I don't know. So anyways, I saw a hipster there the other day. He had like the haircut from Peaky Blinders. I don't know if you guys watch Peaky Blinders, but he had the haircut from Peaky Blinders. And he dressed otherwise kind of normal, aside from the Peaky Blinders haircut, which gives you away as a hipster, like, automatically. But anyways, he was dressed mostly normally, but he was wearing skinny jeans and, like, Chucks. But then over the top of those, he had leg warmers over the top of his jeans going up to his knees. And I just thought that was an odd fashion. I'm not making fun of him. I mean, hey, maybe he's got really cold legs or something. I don't know. Maybe he got in, like, a fire and he's got to, like, pat his legs to make sure they don't take damage. It's a possibility, I guess. Well, it was one of the odder hipsters that I've seen because it seemed like he was dressed otherwise normally, and then the leg warmer thing, like all the way up to the thigh, over the top of his Chucks and his jeans, was just kind of, that's a little weird. It's a little odd. Maybe he just really wanted to have arms and legs that look like a Muppet, though. I mean, that's the possibility. Not like the English way to call somebody a Muppet, like, different. Oh, wait, I stored my stuff in here? I picked totally the wrong house. Huh. Well, I mean, we got another base camp, so I guess I'll dump more stuff over here, too. Why not? I mean, I don't mind having a little bit of stuff in every house all the way down the beach. Centralizing is cool when you're, like, trying to scavenge just the area around where you are. How much food do I have remaining? I got enough. We'll be alright. I'm gonna dump all this stuff in here, then. The hats and whatnot, I don't think I'm going to need, but I could spend some time getting rid of them. Maybe throw a little firewood in here just in case we get trapped and we got to make a fire, so I don't have to go out in the middle of the night and chop wood. I used to chop wood all the time. Really, really good exercise. That's how I lost a bunch of weight. I've always been a runner, but I got fat right after high school. And so I started running and whatnot after that. But I would also chop wood in the evenings. It was great. You get pretty ripped out chopping wood. It's pretty good. It's like throwing hay bales. It's like an activity that, like, when you do it a consistent amount every single day, you tend to get pretty yoked. Works out pretty well. And then I ran out of firewood to chop, and I was like, well, shit. Like, when my parents moved into their house right now, the people that used to live there, they left, like, 12 trillion tons of wood out in the barn. And so there's, like, wood stacked to the ceiling, which is always... Oh, shit, I didn't want to do that. Oh, well. I guess it works for now. Which, that means that there's always a unique opportunity to find some spiders the size of your face out there. I don't know what it is about wood piles, but spiders are down with wood piles. Like, there are a couple things that I know spiders are down with. Eating flies, making webs, and hanging out in wood piles. I would look for spiders in a wood pile before I'd look anywhere else. Scorpions, too. Little bastards all over the place. I think that road is actually... Let's stick to this road for right now. We'll check that one in just a minute. I'm really impressed by how big the maps are in this game. Like, the development team has done a great job of making the game just feel huge. Like, I keep exploring, and it just keeps going, like, on and on and on. Like, this is one of those zones that's so incredibly large that, it's about to get cold. Hold on to your butts. I haven't watched the original Jurassic Park in a while. I was a little bit bummed out that the new Jurassic Park wasn't as bloody as the old ones, and I'm walking straight into the wind, so that's pretty fun. That'll be enjoyable over the long term. I was hoping the new one would be at least, like, right on the edge of PG-13 bloody, because the old Jurassic Parks were pretty bloody. I've watched them back through again, and they had a little bit of gore. Like, when somebody gets eaten, I like there to be a little bit of viscera involved. Not because I'm a bloodthirsty human being or anything, but I feel like you're wasting a perfectly good opportunity. You've already got dinosaurs involved. I mean, why not make it a bloodbath, you know? Like, go for it. Get in there. Dinosaurs have lots of blood when they bite each other. They bite people in half and stuff. Just, you know, make it as violent as you need to. Don't worry about the rating, but I think they were trying to bring that one down to get kids interested in the IP or something. Not really sure. It seemed a little bit softer. I felt like they were softballing a lot of the stuff that happened. Like, the thing seemed very, very, very purified, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like whatever they were going for. Let's break this trunk open real fast. They definitely weren't interested in putting any, like, blood in the movie. I'm not a bloodthirsty person. Every time I do that, somebody's like, you're just bloodthirsty. I'm like, well, I do enjoy it. I don't like gore porn movies or anything like that. Like, I didn't enjoy Hostel and stuff like that. Like, I'm not into that stuff. That seems like it's just way too much. They're just going over the top trying to shock people. Like, I'm not into that kind of stuff, but... I mean, if somebody gets bit in the face by a dinosaur, I expect there to be some blood. Like, even The Walking Dead seems like it's going a little bit too far with some of the gore lately. Like, the last couple seasons, I've noticed that they've really... Oh, it's minus 16 right now? Holy shit, we gotta get out of here. I mean, at the bare minimum... Yeah, this exploration has been canceled due to a storm blowing through and I didn't expect it. Minus 16 with some of the best gear in the game on. It's pretty goddamn cold out. We ain't gonna make it. Yeah, we've already lost 1 meter right now. I'm gonna do my best to sprint my way back home. It's weird that the wolves don't freeze to death out here. Like, I am clad in all of the things that they are clad in, and yet they just get to keep on surviving, whereas man, we're running so fast right now. This is really badass. It's really gonna make me winded, though. Either way, the house is right back here. We need to get back as quickly as possible. Hopefully we'll get to do the exploration at some point. A little bummed out right now. Little bit bootied out at the moment. I don't mean that. My cat's nickname is Booty. He looked at me and was like, no, you're bootied out. He's gonna take me to the shelter. It's all over. I knew this day was coming. I knew it was happening. And I was like, it's not that bad. Calm down. I would never get rid of you. Ollie, on the other hand... I don't know what Ollie's gonna do when the big cat's gone. Like, he abuses the big cat so much. Like, he's always just messing with him. But I'm gonna go ahead and try and sleep through all this. I don't think I have much of a choice. But actually, he follows the big cat and me around. Like, the kitten seems like he's pretty much lost without me or the big cat around. So I think that he's gonna go through an adjustment period once the big guy goes. He's old. I mean, it is what it is. He's like a trillion kitty years old. Not feeling too good lately. Is it still, like, freezing cold out here? 5 hours of daylight. Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit better. Back to the adventures. Got ourselves another bar of fatigue back too. Why am I overweight right now? Like, what is causing this to be a thing? I eat the rest of that chocolate bar though. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. What's the worst that could happen in the 5 hours remaining of the day? Yeah, I feel like it's calming down right now. It's still blowing kind of sideways, but it's not as bad as it was. It could be worse. And we're walking all fast because the wind is blowing in the direction. The wind is ever at our back right now. I should probably go check under the overpass over here because that was something I skipped out on the last time I was in the area. So I'll probably loop back around and check that. Yeah, I think the weather just got better. Yep, snow's just falling now. We're good. We are good. I do wish they would add a feature where you could sleep wherever you wanted to. Maybe I'd give you a debuff, though, or something like that. Like, because I don't see why it would be so difficult to just lean up against a tree and dig out a trench and doze off for a little while. Human body's actually pretty good at going to sleep once it's exhausted. Just kind of depends. The requirement for a sleeping roll seems like a bit... I mean, crashing on a floor is infinitely better than crashing on the ground outside. I've camped a couple of times, like, free camping, like, old school style, like, sleeping on the ground with just a blanket over you and stuff, and that's rough. It's rough if you're not ready for it and you don't really know how. I think I've been over here, actually. We'll follow that on up and see where that goes in a little bit. Although, maybe we did it in our last playthrough. Don't you go all the way up there and there's like a dead guy at the end or something like that? I think there is. Either way, I wanted to see if they had cleared this out over here, maybe to allow me to get into the next zone over. In between the last time I played the game and now, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I could say that I shot me a bunny and it's been a while. Hate that song. So played out. It's like the Incubus song. Drive or whatever. Oh my god, so played out. Like, that was my generation right there, where every 5 minutes on the radio, those two stupid songs. Like, God, can you play something, like, that rocks instead of just, like, all this... You say you're a rock station, then all you do is play, like, this power ballad, random indie rock nonsense. Play some real rock, god damn it. Put some Bohemian Rhapsody on. Let's do this thing. It looks like this hasn't changed at all. I don't think there's a way to work around this right here. So this appears to be the same as it ever was. You guys know that I am a firm proponent of the rocking. Like, soft rock is not okay by me. Like, you either go in all the way or don't go in at all. That's my opinion about rock music. That's why I don't tend to like older bands either. Because they don't rock. They just, This is fluffy shirt old man rock. I can't do it. Guys prancing around on stage and stuff. I just, it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for me. It's gotta rock. It's gotta go. It's gotta have some, like, da-da-da to it. If you know what I mean. With that double bass pedal, well, that was a waste of time. Walked all the way over here, and they disappoint me with nothing. Nothing. I shoot you. I shoot you, rocks. I shoot you because you give me nothing. Alright, well, let's go explore the creek over here. See if we can run on up the mountain. Find anything useful up that way. We got time. I may trap the hell out of this place, too, because some bunny gloves sound like they'd be pretty good. Powered by Bunny Glove. Bunny Glove seems like some kind of oil that you would put on your camping gear or something, but it would be branded towards females that are camping and doing survivalism. And so it'd be like Bunny Glove Protection Oil or something. Whereas for men, they would just call it like Mangler Oil or something, you know. That's how the marketing goes nowadays, like Axe body spray. All that kind of, it always has to be something phallic, something aggressive. That or flannel. Everything's flannel nowadays. They'd be like, it's associated with masculinity. What's masculine? Flannels? Like, I know a lot of girls that wear flannels, too. I don't know, but lately all the bottles to stuff have been flannel and whatnot. I realize I completely and totally miss Movember, but I've explained this to a lot of people. I don't really like Movember that much. I can grow a beard. I don't know. I feel like, so here's my theory on Movember. Frat boys in general don't grow beards. It is discouraged. I was in the collegiate scene long enough to have absorbed the various social groups that existed and to run into them like at parties and stuff like that. And in general, frat guys don't grow beards because it's just outside the social norm. So my guess is that they all adopted Movember so that they could grow beards without peer pressure and that it has nothing to do with prostate cancer whatsoever. It's just a way for them to get to grow beards without getting like made fun of or bitched at by their friends. Which it doesn't even need to be worried about anyways because beards are back in style. So, why worry about it? There's a lot of wood out here. It's all cedar though. I need fur. Do some repairs on my gun. And on my hatchet and on my knife and all that kind of stuff. I think that It's always over the top, though, when it comes to, like, branding shit. The bottle's always got, like, a beard on it or something. I'm like, all right, I get it. It's for dudes. Like, a strong man, a strong smell for strong men who bite things with their teeth instead of going and getting scissors and opening it the way you're supposed to. I don't think this kind of seems precarious. I'm not going to go in there for right now. Seems like a great way to get a leg chewed off. Some sticks around here, but aside from that, this appears to be a little bit of a dead zone. I'm going to stick by my navigational marker. It's never good to get off the beaten trail when you've never been somewhere. If you're still learning the area, my suggestion would be to find a landmark and stick with it. Like, you can let it get slightly out of eye shot, but not that far. Not far enough to where you can get confused. Is this fur down here? How do you tell the difference between the two? Yeah, there's a fur limb right there. How much time do we have left in the day? 3 hours of daylight? We got time. It'll be fine. What are we worried about? That way we can go back and we can get some of that scrap metal, and we can run some repairs on some of this random stuff around. I'm wondering how much humanity is going to be involved with the survival system that they're putting in play. Like with the storyline mode, like, are you going to run into humans? Is there going to be conversations? Are there going to be other survivors? That right there looks like the marking to a ranch. Typically in the United States, whenever there's a ranch, they put 2 beams with a crossbar over the entrance to the ranch. And then you put whatever your insignia is over the top of the ranch, over the top of the bar right there. I don't know if they do that in Canada too, but they do it pretty much everywhere out here. Just kind of like lets you know. Usually there's a big gate or something though that you can't get through. So what is this? Like a camping area? Like a national park or something? The Bear Creek Campground. So I'm assuming this must be Bear Creek over here. Cool. We got Squirrel Island, Bear Creek. It appears to be enough wildlife, or there appears to be enough wildlife around here to facilitate the naming of objects after them. Any food that we found outside in this situation I wouldn't necessarily trust, based on a couple of factors. Water expands when it freezes. I don't know if you know this, but the real constituent, I don't have time for this. I think if I butcher that right now, we're going to be walking back to base in the dark. And that is a recipe for heartache that I would rather not tempt. However, they expand, which can lead to little micro fractures in the can that you might not notice or whatever. Seems like a great way to get botulism and get yourself killed, to be honest. Or at least to guarantee a backpack over here. That'll work. My estimation for why so many people are dead out here is that there was a weather shift at an atypical time in the season and it took people out. It had to be pretty severe and pretty swift, though, for that to work. I have trouble buying it. Hopefully they explain it pretty well. Hopefully they explain it pretty well when the storyline mode comes out, because I don't know what to think right now. All the people you find seem to be in summer clothing or, like, spring clothing. Like, it seems like they've got light jackets and flannels and things like that, but almost none of them have parkas or anything else on, which leads me to believe that maybe there was a shift in a weather system, like a flash freezing, as it were. Like, you know, you have flash floods that happen, like, in the blink of an eye, and it's hard to get out of the way. They wash out entire, like, areas. It's very, very difficult to get out of the way of them if you're not aware of, you know, the lay of the land and where those things typically tend to be. Kind of wondering how so many people got took out by this when there's shelter around. People died inside of houses, too. That's the really weird part. And so the whole thing, very, very odd. Very, very odd and open to speculation right now. I don't really see anything up here. I mean, we got the cap. Shit. That was my fault. That was my broken mouse. Luckily, we have a lot of bullets, but... Yep, you know how that happened in the previous episode? My mouse is still broken. I need to go get a new mouse. I need to stop putting it off. I've been putting it off because I have, like, expenditures in my life right now. Because I'm bad with money. And I make promises that I shouldn't make. And so anyways, I'm bad with money. And so it gets me into trouble. And so right now, I've been avoiding, like... I mean, it's a tax write-off, I guess. I'm still waiting to get audited, though. Like, it's a known fact that the IRS likes to audit businesses in their first 2 or 3 years of operation just to, like, put you on notice and be like, we're watching you. I'm not very good at keeping paperwork or anything either. That's why I tend to buy everything that I buy for my business. I buy it all at the same store so I can get one receipt at the end of the year that has everything on it. And so I can just be like, bam, it's your problem. I hand it off to the tax guy. Like, not my problem, it's your problem. Enjoy your problem. I'll probably sleep in here tonight. I think we're in pretty good shape. That was a hiccup. That was Dane the Hiccup stopping by just to let me know that this is still a running theme of everything I do on this channel. We may be able to get some water or something done while we're over here, too. How are we looking on firewood? and fire-related stuff. Got 2 hours left. Let's go strip that deer. Once we strip the deer, I'll try and get as much firewood as I can. We'll come back. We'll spend the night here in this weird cabin. And then it's not a weird cabin. I lied. The cabin's like, thank you. I am a very normative cabin. I think that I adhere pretty strongly to the sociological standards of the cabin society that I reside inside of at this time. The words that you have used against me are grossly offensive, and they have also hurt me and caused me distress. I am deeply triggered at the moment, and I feel like I deserve at least an apology and also maybe $15 million after a long, construed, drawn-out, nasty lawsuit. Thank you. Like, man, how long you been rehearsing for that one right there? You have deeply rehearsed that one. Congratulations for you. I'm not even mad right now. I feel like I just got legally schooled. You just destroyed me. I'm not even sure how to adapt to this right now. Or if I should. Just let it happen. Whatever. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Strip this deer real fast. I'm going to strip him for hide first. And we'll see how... Yeah, I was going to say, we'll see how much light we have left. But I'll try and get... Got you. I'm probably not going to take the meat. I mean, it's enough food for like a half a day. It's not really that much. What I'm going to try and do right now is we'll try and get back up the hill. I'd like if the game had celestial cycles too. Like if the moon would cycle around and occasionally you would have a full moon so you could stay out all night. And just kind of navigate my moonlight. I would really, really like that. It would make me happy. It would make me a camper who is happy. I think the cabin's up here on this hill, I think. Yeah, there it is. Whew, got nervous for a second. I was like, man, this is not going to go well, is it? Let's go ahead and chop this down real fast. And I just got to remember that it's slightly off to my right. We'll light up a match. And because I need to get it done right now. This seems like a reasonably safe location anyways. We should be alright. I'm going to start a fire. Right there. Cedar's looking pretty acceptable. I think if I have wood matches, though, I can make the chance really, really high. Let's go ahead and light this thing on up. We'll see what illumination we can throw out into the darkness. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I had triggered a cabin. It was unfortunate. Either way, though. This is going to be the last thing that we do in this episode. I'm going to cook off a little bit of water. I don't know if that's going to be incredibly stimulating for all of you out there in internet land. So I'm thinking I should probably start to exit from the episode... right about now. Seems pretty good. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark. I enjoy spending time with all of you here. I'm going to do my best to ensure that we end up with a decent amount of water cooked off because we're going to be out by tomorrow. We don't really have enough, so I'm going to go all in on that, and I've really got to get this done. I will see you all on the other side. Thank you for stopping by. I should have a fistful of water by the time we get done here. Next episode, we'll walk back home, or maybe I'll do it in between. And we'll decide what we want to do now. I think traveling down the road to the left seems like the next thing that I'm going to endeavor and aspire to do, so it seems alright to me. See y'all there. How you do, everybody?